Hello, I'm Tim Olson from Dent Terminator, and today we want to talk about pricing out large dents. So with the bigger dents, you kind of wonder, well, what would it cost to actually get that fixed? And so I want to give you an example today of how we can do that. But before I do, I want to mention that if you are in the Tulsa area and you get a dent, please log on to tulsadent.com and check us out there. Our phone number and our text number is all right there. But let's talk about big dents. So I want to give you an example of what kind of a big dent is. And this is a pretty large dent right here. So you notice that there's a line right here, body line that it involves, and there's actually another line right through here that it involves, and then up here above the line is a really, really good, a crown. And so when you're talking about that much damage, how would we price that out? Okay, so you see my dog, Vincent's the dent dog, is right there. And so now we're back into our estimating software, and so we've checked in the car, we scanned your VIN, and we now have access to all your grandchildren's social security numbers, and we can now steal from you. But let's look at the dent information. So that dent, as you notice, was on the left front fender, and so we click on that. And what we did was we measured. We talked about it being at 12 inches, and this is for hail. But if we click on the bottom, we notice that we can actually get into a bigger dent or add a dent. So this is for one dent, basically. And dent size, we mentioned that it was 12 inches, and so we'll go up to 12 inches here. And then remember we said that it involved the body line, and so we're going to add that in as well. It's not just near a body line, it's on a body line, so we'll check that one. And it kind of involved that edge as well over the wheel. So we're going to put that because we're going to have to work that edge. And then at the top it had what we call a pronounced crown, and so we're going to add that in as well. And so we wind up at 496. Now one thing we didn't do, that's actually a deep dent, would you agree? So I mean that's a really large deep dent. And so we wind up at $608 for a dent that size. Now, the interesting thing is that you might ask, if you get a dent that's that size and it comes to $608 to do it paintless, a body shop, what are they going to charge for it? Well, I think a minimum that you'd wind up seeing is anywhere from $750 to $1,000. And the reason why is because you're going to wind up having to clear blend onto the hood or blend the color onto the hood to make it match. Because you notice how much of it involved as far as the panel itself was very involved, the large area. So if that went to a body shop, they're going to replace the fender, and boy, if they replace the fender, now you got to blend onto the door, you got to blend onto the hood for sure to make it match because that was a red. So now if they don't replace the fender, you got the body work time, plus you've got the paint, and so it's going to be a little more expensive. But even if it wasn't, if you think about remember, there's three benefits of using paintless dent repair on the car. So that's a one-day repair. We can get that in and fix it in one day. That person saved their factory paint. We actually did fix the car. I didn't take an after shot, but that's bad, my bad. But so it saved their factory paint, and therefore it saved the value of their car. And possibly it kept it out of the Carfax system because no claim was filed. No insurance claim was filed, so no one knows that it was ever damaged. When we're done, you couldn't tell. So that's kind of the advantages of it. So even if it costs the same to do paintless dent repair in a case like this, it's still well worth it, even if it costs a little bit more because of the time factor and the value of the car not being affected. But that should give you an idea of what a large dent costs, and you're certainly welcome to text us your photos. Again, if you go to tulsadent.com, if you're in the Tulsa area and you'd like to get a dent fixed, we'd love to look at that for you. Just go to tulsadent.com. It's got our phone number on there as well as our texting number. And you can send photos, and we'll take a look at them and try to send you an estimate back that's going to be somewhat close. We'll need to see the car in person to verify, but we thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.